Alright, so I've made a little bit of a plan for my how to get $400 by the end of the year through stock dividends. And I don't think my plan is great. I don't think it's gonna work either. I do have a little bit of a start from the trying to get $100. So it'll do something. I haven't really taken that completely into account, so it might go a little better than what I planned. But as of right now, it looks like I'm going to have to put in, at current prices, about $10,156, and that's before the third quarter, within the next 9 months, 9 or 8 months, which is doable barely, I think. I mean, yeah, it's doable barely. It doesn't take into account the other about whatever I have in there, a few shares of Coca-Cola and stuff. I have split it up in between Coca-Cola, Verizon, Hasbro, and Alteria, or the MO. So I could flip it around a little bit and lower that needed amount, which I might end up doing, and I might try and take more into consideration Zim, but it's such a wild card. Who knows, it might not pay out this year. I don't know. It might pay awesome. I don't know. That one alone could definitely pay close to $80 with what I have, and I would greatly lower these figures of how many shares I would need and whatnot, and maybe even take that down to 7,500 instead of that slightly over 10,000, which would be a lot more doable. But I guess if I do end up failing, it'll put me in a great position for next year, try it all again, and be starting in a much stronger position. It's a marathon, not a sprint, so I also do not have anything on the fourth quarter, which I should probably have planned for that, but it's so far along. I've got kind of a buy Coca-Cola before the first ex-dividend date in March and try and get 43 shares of that, and then by Verizon's second ex-dividend date, try and have 65 shares of that, which don't know if I'm going to be able to make that, but I already have, I don't know, 17 or something of Verizon, 15, so at least it's not as bad to get up to 65, and then 53 shares of MO before the second ex-dividend date, and then I got good old 36 shares of Hasbro by its third ex-dividend date to kind of round this out, which at least by then, if a miracle happens and I've hit those other goals, then they will at least help buy a couple of those shares of Hasbro for me. And then the fourth quarter will just kind of be whatever, but I think I'm going to try and lower some of these and shift some of it to what I'd be buying in the fourth quarter. But that's so far away that I don't know, better opportunities might come up or something. Might shift around things. But even if I do fail again, it sets me up pretty good for next year, I guess. That's one way of looking at it. And then I can set a more reasonable goal for next year, because last year's like make $100 in basically like 4 months was a lot harder than what I thought it would be, but it did teach me some stuff, and I kind of learned like a little bit of what's reasonable and what you can expect and how to go about this. So I think this 400 is barely doable, and that 100 was just insanely undoable at the time. But who knows, maybe Zim shipping just pays, and that was just the way to go all along. Other than that, just keeping up on the YouTube uploads will be neat, and trying to keep up on the Flesh and Blood gold foils and acquire, I don't know, one new one every 6 weeks, and then I can definitely finish my collection by the end of the year, and then kind of hold off on the Fabled, since that one's like half the cost of the entire set of cold foils, so I have to save up a little bit for that one, and see how that comes along. Maybe those gold foil prices will drop, and it'll just get more realistic to obtain a set of tails, and maybe do some box openings and teach some people how to play Flesh and Blood. Could be fun.